Before we get into this episode, you are invited to our 4-day in-person training to become an intuitive psychology coach in Edinburgh on the 16th until the 19th of March 2026.
This is an in-person intensive learning experience where you will be trained by myself and Jill directly to become an accredited intuitive psychology coach, but places are limited. So head on over to the website for full details to secure your place.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Intuitive Psychology podcast. So this is a different kind of episode for us. We've decided to get ChatGPT to ask us anything. And we just thought it would be quite funny to really just be open and honest. So we literally just sat and we were like, right, ask some questions, which we're going to answer. But we were laughing even as you started to read them out. And we purposely didn't actually. We're not going to we've not rehearsed anything. No. We're just going to go for it, right? So Sarah, let's talk about the questions.
Right, hit me with it.
Right, okay. For those of you listening right now, I'm just opening my phone to these questions that she's literally just screenshotted me. Okay. So question 1, who would survive better if we swapped lives for a week and why?
Jill would survive better than me. I would not be able to survive in Jill's life. I would not. I actually don't know how Jill does it. I don't know how. I think she does more Aldi runs than any human being I've ever met in the world.
I should have taken shares out in Aldi's years ago. I've even got the hoodie. I kick about with my hoodie. I take pictures of myself in Aldi.
The kids, their schedules, football, swimming.
Mum, what's for dinner?
Yeah, what's
Mum,
for
I'm
dinner?
hungry.
Yeah, so me and Jill have Zoom calls most days, and then the boys kind of come in, and I love it because I've watched them grow up over the years now. So Eden's kind of gone from this tiny little kid who would come in and be around Jill's ankles and just super cute. He's still cute now, but he's a proper man, and he's just saying, "Hi mom, what's for dinner?"
I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
The dog needs a walk.
I know.
And if anybody knows me, I think I'm allergic to responsibility. I honestly am. I've got no kids through choice. Married. But my life is pretty simple. I've got no pets. And anything that requires me to be there for another human being other than my immediate partner, no, I would struggle with. So I don't know how I would go from my life of that to kids, dogs. But it's beautiful, right? It's just I would not survive. I'd be in a corner underneath Jill's pile of watching.
I sometimes don't survive. I'm like, what's going on? Stop the madness. I don't know how I did it before and work in corporate.
Yeah, but you're so good at it. You're so patient, honestly.
Do you think?
So patient.
My sister tells me I'm patient sometimes.
So patient.
I think I'm an absolute rabbit
no,
bitch.
You're not. The boys, when you the way Jill talks to her kids, it's so lovely to watch. She'll be like, all right, I'm just going to be 2 minutes and I'm going to get it sorted. And she's always thinking about them. She'd go up and look after her stepdad who was in hospital, and she knew that the boys had to go, but they didn't really like hospitals, and she was already thinking of ways to make it a nicer experience for
Bribe them with a McDonald's. But if you come to the hospital, I will get you anything you want from McDonald's, all right? And listen, by the way, I speak nicely to them sometimes, but other times I'm batshit crazy. But you've actually said you quite like that in the house because you're it's real, it's real. It's it's real.
It's real, and it's a place where it's I think there's healthy anger or healthy frustration where you get to say it, but then everything goes back to normal, and it's
the
just
repair. It's the repair that's done.
Totally.
Yeah, well, thanks, mate.
So yeah, no, I think Jill would survive better.
What are you going to ask me now? There's a few questions in here.
Right. Okay, if IPA had a blooper reel, what would be on it?
Oh God. Right. There's probably a few ones, but the first one that springs to mind was the first time that we did the Zoom call with the students. So this was cohort 1. We'll take you back, right? Sarah and I This is what you don't see, right? Sarah and I used to take about a full half day to write an agenda. Like now it's like we've built it so that there's scalability there. So everything's there. So you literally just pick it up. All the agendas are there. But when we first started doing it, the very first call, we literally spent a full half day writing the agenda. I mean, even now as I say that, I think, what the hell, right? So we wrote the agenda. And when you come and train with IP, so you get like a peer coach. So all we have to do is simply like pair one peer up with another peer and they coach. And then another peer coaches another coach so that they get to practice. So we had the first Zoom call. We were so nervous. Like, do you remember, like, Sarah, the first few times we did the call, we couldn't even eat. I'd say probably for the first full cohort, I couldn't eat before I used to.
No, we never have breakfast. We would come on.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
I mean, both before we'd open the Zoom room, we'd both be like, I've got to go to the toilet one more time. I've got to go to the toilet one more time.
Toilet. I was so nervous, right? So that's really normal. But anyway, when we would have to record them all because sometimes students can't come on to the training, so they watch the training back. So every call is recorded. So we hit record and we actually used to have on the agenda, press record. So we pressed record, right? And then we put them into a breakout room. And this was the first time we'd ever done this. They went into the breakout room and we forgot to hit pause on the recording. Yeah. So we forgot to stop the recording within the breakout room. And Sarah and I were just like effing and jeffing. Oh, this is fucking a nightmare. I don't know what I'm doing. And then we were like working out, we thought we'd worked out how to peer coach, I mean, it sounds so easy. Just match them up with someone. Oh my God, we got it all wrong. We couldn't do it. And we were like, oh God, I don't know what to, oh no. And we were like, oh, this is a nightmare.
And I was super sad. I watched it back and I'm like going, it's fine. We've done it now. Right. We'll just have to figure it out. And you're going, no, I've got it. We're swans. We're a couple of swans.
And I'm going, oh no, this is a nightmare. Oh, I feel sick. I'm going to be sick. And honestly, we forgot to stop recording. And so at the end of it, I was like, oh my God, Sarah, we forgot to press pause. So when we were due to send that recording out, thankfully we noticed because then we could go and edit that part and cut that out. Could you imagine how unprofessional we'd have looked? Because we were out swearing and we were like
absolutely awful.
We were like a couple of absolute losers.
But also on that blooper reel, still with the peer coaching, I mean, I'm like, I just can't stop laughing. I don't know what our problem is with like trying to get peer coaching. Another one on the blooper reel would definitely be when we were trying to get the peer coaches and we were in Ibiza and we kept on getting it wrong and we were on the sun loungers trying to figure it out. I'm not even joking. It was about 3 hours and then Daryl had to do it. But Daryl was telling us to like tear up bits of paper. So me and Jill
it was like the blinking X Factor. Who's getting through to the semi-finals or the live show?
Rearranging them and then we go, no, someone still doesn't have a partner. And we go, how's this working?
What's the matter? But literally we would spend hours on it. But now I seem to have crafted a formula, but it's dead easy now.
Yeah.
And it's when you look back and you're like, we were a couple of dum-dums. So yeah, if that blooper reel had got out, we probably would not have had another cohort.
No, we wouldn't have. And like I said, now, you know, it runs very smoothly now. We're a well-oiled machine, but that first one, that was absolutely wild. Other things on the blooper reel, probably not too much other than that.
No. I think that's the main thing where
that
we
was
forgot
a big
to stop
one.
hitting it. We stopped the recording and it was still catching us talking absolute like a couple of idiots.
I know.
We couldn't run a bath, never let alone a business.
It's bad. It was
right,
really bad.
Let me get another one up. Right, let's do another 2. Oh no. I thought my phone was going to run out of charge. This is the story of my life. That should be on a blooper reel in itself. This phone breaks about 5 times a year. Oh, here's one. What's a moment where one of us was convinced we were right and absolutely weren't?
What was the moment one of us is convinced we're absolutely right and absolutely weren't? God,
I've got one that's just come to mind. There's probably multiple, but the one that's just come to mind, do you remember when we were starting IPA and we were in the Grand Hotel and it was when we were up with Clea and we were going to do content creation and we had initially planned to launch in the June or July and well, I wasn't overly convinced, but we were both like, that's when we're doing it. And then I went down to the gym that morning.
That's right.
And it was literally like this download. It has to be September. It has to be September. Tell her it has to be September. And I came up like tiptoeing in the room because this was all scheduled, planned with the team. All of it was like literally happening. And I'm like, sit down, Sarah. I've had a download. It has to be September. And you went, no.
Yeah. No.
And I'm like, oh God, no. And I was like, listen, it has to be September. I don't know why, but it does. And you were like, and your whole body was just like, what? It was just like this change.
I know. I think it was, well, I know what it was. It was like, because every part of me was like gearing up to that. And then it was like, I've got to now rearrange my whole reality because you've had a download in the gym that like I need to get on board with. But it was absolutely the right thing. And within a few hours, I was like, okay, I get it. You're right. Like, let's kind of like trust it. And it was 100% like the right thing to do. But yeah, that's definitely one. And there's a lot of other things. Like, there's a lot of other times I think we've really felt right about, I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of opportunities that we've had that like haven't materialized.
Oh my God.
Like we once had a call and that felt absolutely right, and it couldn't have been more wrong, with like an A-list, I would say. A Hollywood actress. She was like, we had two calls with her. And I remember like being in my, like we were both kind of like in our own individual offices going, I can't believe this is actually happening. And she was like, I'm going to be an ambassador. I'm going to like, I love your work. I'm going to introduce it. We're going to get you over. We're going to get you to LA. And we were just like, oh my God, this
Hollywood.
Is absolutely amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
We're going to Hollywood.
We're like, the universe has delivered us this person. It's all aligned. We thought we were absolutely right. And
she ghosted us.
She just ghosted us. We had a celebrity chef that wanted to do a show with us.
She did.
That never worked out. We've had huge corporates that have been on the verge of signing. So listen, as much as you see kind of like all the success that we've had in IPA, New York, Ibiza, like thriving cohorts, there have been a lot of kind of things that have felt really right in the moment that have not materialized at all.
Completely. Right. Give us one more, Sarah.
Okay. If listeners spent a day with us, what would surprise them most in a funny way?
I think probably we are, I think in a funny way, two things probably coming to mind for me. One is that we are, who we are on the podcast and who we are on Instagram is exactly who we are at home.
Yeah.
There's no change. I'm not like, you're not, we're no different at all. So I think that could surprise some people, because I think, and I hear this a lot, never believe what you see on Instagram. Well, I am always myself. Like I'm no different. Neither are you. So I think that would surprise people. And also how, like, so there's real normal, how normal that is. And how we probably, apart from when we're really in the building or creating, how much space we have to actually do things that we enjoy, like where we do what we say we're going to do. Now it's like, actually, like, let's take a break, or like the space that we have created, I think, because that is the work. Taking the space is where creation comes in, is where all of that wonderful magic is able to then grow and come through. Like, we are the embodiment of what we teach. So we don't just say to people, take space and also have time off. And I mean, we literally took the full of December off practically, apart from 2 calls. We are the embodiment of what we teach. And I think that would probably surprise people.
Yeah, I agree. I think like the space, and then because we create that space, I think what would surprise people is how much flow we're in whenever we both work.
Yes.
So my husband makes fun of me because he's like, he calls them like, is this week a Zoom marathon with Jill? Like, you're on a marathon Zoom call, because we'll come on, we'll put the headphones in, and when we are both in the zone, I think it would surprise people how much and how fast we can create when we're in that space. I mean, we have defied timelines
Yeah.
sometimes whenever we review. So we'll often kind of review, like, especially when we're in a busier season, we'll go, oh my goodness, like a lot's kind of happening. And then we'll look back at the amount that we've done. And it's like, I actually don't know how we did that in that time, but we're both just totally in the zone with each other. And it's like this spark of ideas. Like IPA is very much a co-creation. Like we both have our own signature strengths. We both have our own zones of genius.
And we found our flow.
Found our flow. But whenever those two worlds come together, it is just
Magic.
like electricity. It's just like, boom, it's that. I think it would also surprise each other how much we're in each other's heads. Like we have, it's kind of eerie. We're often in exactly the same mood. We often will shift at exactly the same time. Our dreams are really aligned. Yeah, and we'll have like little kind of like energy downloads where I'll think of something or I'll have a realization and you've had the same one, or we'll be like a day or two like behind each other.
For sure. And actually, for you ladies, I know that a lot of people, when they sync up with hormones, like Sarah had a completely different cycle from me.
Yeah.
And you know, they do say that, and that's the magic. Like, you can't explain that, right?
No, it's so bizarre. So now we're two hormonal maniacs at exactly the same time.
At the same time. But I think it's like any relationship, you grow together. And I think both parties, and we've said this before, both parties, if you're in business or you're in a marriage, relationship, whatever that is, you both need to be willing to do the work. One person can't and the other person doesn't.
Yeah.
Because when you each take accountability and responsibility for your growth and your gunk, you both grow together. And I think that's really beautiful. It's not always easy to navigate, but it's really beautiful when you do it, because you grow together as a partnership. And if you want your business to grow or your relationship to grow, whatever it is you're in right now, you need to be willing to do your work. And I think it's absolutely beautiful, because what is on the other side of that is so much expansion as a collective and as individuals. And I think that's probably testament to where we are, where we've got the business, but actually where we're moving the business to.
100%. So thanks, ChatGPT, for some great questions.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this episode.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.